G'day and welcome back to the Business Ready for Sale podcast. It's great to be back. I'll be honest with you, it's been a little while between episodes. Well, actually, it's been quite a long time between episodes. You see, I've been away, travelling, taking some time out, refreshing. But here's the thing. I tell people it wasn't just a holiday, it was a vacation test. Going away is always an opportunity to test your business. One of the things I talk about constantly is building a business that works without you, a business that doesn't fall apart the moment you step away. And we covered that in previous episodes. So I put my business to the test, and I'm delighted to say it passed. Everything kept moving, everything kept running, no disasters, no panicked phone calls, no fires to put out when I got back. So that's what I'm building, and that's the goal. A business that's ready for sale is well worth keeping, and a business that runs without you is proof that you've built something genuinely valuable and saleable. Right, I'm back, I'm refreshed, and I'm here to help. Today we're diving into something I feel strongly about: selling a business, and why it is nowhere near as easy or as quick as some people online would have you believe. There seems to be a plethora of things popping up on social media and online telling you can sell your business quickly and easily through them. But I'll come back to that. So let's get into it. The hard truth about selling a business. Let's start with the truth. Most business owners have got no idea how hard it is to sell a small business because it's not something they do all the time. They assume often that because the business is profitable and because it's been running for years and years and they've put all their blood, sweat and tears and heart into it, that someone will want to buy it and they'll want it quickly and easily for a good price. It's wrong. Selling a business, particularly one generating less than $200,000 a year in profit for the owner, is one of the most challenging transactions a business owner will ever go through. And I know the $200,000 figure because I talk to brokers and a valuer around town, and that's what they're telling me. A lot of brokers won't even take them on if it's not making more than $200,000 in profit. And here's why. There are fewer qualified buyers at this level. So at the smaller end of the market, your buyer pool is limited. There are often a lot of people interested, but far fewer are actually ready, willing, and financially able to go through with a purchase. And those buyers as well, for a lot of them, it's their first time buyers, and they're nervous, and they're anxious. They're probably making a major life-changing decision, and anything that doesn't look right, they'll walk away. And due diligence still happens, even at the small business end of the market. So regardless of the size of the business, a serious buyer will want to look at things under the bonnet, get into the detail, the financials, the contracts, leases, staff arrangements, systems, everything really. Documentation is a big one. I've created an online course on putting together all the right documentation. I just haven't launched it yet, but you'll probably hear about it when I do. It's not far away. And also selling a small business takes time. So a business at the small business level can take months, probably 6 months, even 12 months or longer. And anyone telling you otherwise is not being straight with you. The businesses that do sell well, even at the smaller end, are the ones that are best prepared, genuinely prepared. And that's what this episode's all about. But let me go back to the online selling myth, all these things that are popping up now. So I'll ask you, have you seen the ads? The ones, they pop up on Facebook, Instagram, maybe even LinkedIn. I've no idea about TikTok because I'm not on TikTok. But they pop up with things like, sell your business fast, No broker fees. Find out what your business is worth. Just fill in this form. We'll have your business sold in weeks. I mean, it sounds brilliant, doesn't it? There's just one problem. It's not how it works. It's not even close. So let's start with the instant valuation tools. They want you to plug in a few numbers, maybe your revenue, profit, and a few other things, and then out pops a number, a value. Your business is apparently worth whatever. Wrong. A real business valuation is not a formula that you can run in 30 seconds. A business valuation takes into account your financials, your accountant's finalised financials, and not just 1 year. Buyers typically want to see 3 years of clean, accurate numbers. They want to see trends. They want to see if the numbers are going up or if they're drifting down. A business valuation takes into account your industry, your location, your customer base, whether the business depends on you or whether it runs without you. And we've talked about that in previous episodes. It takes into account who's buying, because there are different types of buyers. Most business owners don't realize, but the value of your business changes depending on who the buyer is. A financial buyer, a buyer buying it for the profit that it's making, is different to a lifestyle buyer. And a strategic buyer, someone who probably already operates in your industry and wants to buy your database or your IP or something like that, so it's strategic, they'll see a different value as well. And they may see it at a higher value, but you need to know this. So no online form accounts for any of that. And the fees argument, no broker fees. Sounds like a saving, doesn't it? But think about it. If you were going to court, would you represent yourself just to save on the legal fees? I doubt it. If you needed surgery, would you watch a YouTube video on how to operate on yourself and have a go? I don't think so. So a good broker, local, experienced, accountable, they earn their fee. Trust me, I was a broker for 12 years and quite a few people said after the sale, I know now why you charge what you charge. Brokers earn their fees, trust me. They bring the right buyers, they qualify the buyers, they manage the whole process, they protect you from the tire kickers, and they stop you making mistakes that could cost you a lot of money. Don't underestimate the value of using a good broker. So the online platforms are selling you a shortcut, and in business sales, shortcuts can be expensive. Don't do it. Also, here's something else I want you to do. The next time one of those ads pops up on social media or on your spam emails, the ones promising to sell you a business quickly with no fuss and no fees, maybe have a look at it. See if you can find their website and go to their website and then ask yourself the question, who is actually behind this? Because I've been to a number of these websites and I've looked for a name, a face, a location, and I can't find it. I can't find out who it is behind the business. And if you don't have a person, then you don't know their track record. Is there any evidence of there being a real qualified, accountable human being behind it? And why don't they tell you? Anyway, in most cases, you'll find nothing. Some marketers have picked up on a trend of business owners wanting to sell, and they've set up a slick website, some slick social media marketing with some sound impressive claims, maybe even a few testimonials which you can't verify, and a form to fill in, and that's it. So beware of these, please. Now think about, the other thing is think about what they're asking you to hand over in some cases. They want your financials, customer information maybe, details about your business that you wouldn't share with a stranger on the street, sensitive information about something you've spent years building up, possibly decades, and you're going to hand all that over to someone you can't identify, can't meet, can't hold accountable. Don't do it. Would you do that with anything else that mattered in your life? Of course you wouldn't. Selling a business is one of the most significant financial transactions of your life, or it can be, and it deserves real people. People with names, people with local knowledge, people who understand your market, your industry, your community, people you can sit across a table from and look in the eye. Accountability matters, trust matters. And when you can't even find out who you're dealing with, that should tell you everything you need to know. So, what else? Location. Let me paint a picture. Take 2 cafes, same size, same revenue, same profit, same fit out, same number of staff, but one is in the CBD of a major city and one is in a regional town, say 3 or 4 hours away. In WA it can be 12 hours away. Same business, completely different sale though. You've got different buyers, different price, different time frame, different outcomes. It's all different. And this is something that online platforms simply can't account for because location changes everything. If you break it down, in a capital city or a major urban centre, your buyer pool is probably going to be larger. There are more people looking. There are investors possibly, more people wanting to buy themselves a job, more strategic buyers already operating in the same industry, maybe nearby, who want to expand. More competition for your business means more interest and a better price, and better terms mean a better outcome for you.
We'll be back after a quick break.
I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I thought I would jump in quickly at this point just to say that if you're interested in finding out how saleable your business is and getting some tips on how to make it more saleable, then you can do that through a quick online assessment via my website, and it's free and will take you about 3 or 4 minutes. You'll get a personalized score for your business in 7 different areas, and you'll get tips, again, personalized tips on how to make your business more saleable and more attractive to buyers. So just go to johndenton.com.au. That's JOHNDENTON.com.au. Find the big yellow button on the home page and complete the assessment. It's completely free and will give you a great idea of where your business stands right now. You can also find a link in the show notes to this episode. So sorry for the interruption, but let's get back to the episode. Now move that same business to a regional city, and suddenly the buyer pool shrinks. The lifestyle buyers are still there, people who want to move away from the city, slow down, run something local, but the financial buyer, the strategic buyers, are far fewer in those particular postcodes. And go even further to a small rural town, and it gets even more complex. Now you're dealing with a very specific type of buyer, someone who wants that lifestyle, someone who knows that community, someone who's comfortable with the risks and realities of a regional economy. The financing options for buyers can be tighter too. Banks can be more cautious about regional and rural businesses, and that affects what buyers can offer and how deals get structured. And here's the thing, the price you might expect, based on what a similar business sold for in the city, may simply not be achievable in a regional or rural market. And that's not a criticism for regional businesses. Hey, some of the best businesses I've seen are outside capital cities. I sold one in Karratha, and that was a totally different situation to in the city, but it was a good sale and it was a good business. It's just that the buyers are different and the process is different. And again, in the regional and rural markets, you may end up with only one prospective buyer, and you don't really want that. Remember what I keep saying? The most dangerous number in business is 1. You need competition for the purchase of your business. You need someone who knows your local market as well. Someone who has sold businesses in your area, who understands what buyers in your region are actually looking for right now. And that local knowledge is not something that any algorithm or AI can replace. So you say, what's the answer? Tell me, John. Well, it's not complicated, but it does require effort. It requires preparation and local knowledge and experience. It's a well-known saying that failing to plan is planning to fail. And that's very true in business sales. I've seen owners decide they want to sell and they expect to be on the market within a few days or a week, and then they expect to sell in a few more weeks, and then the reality comes home. They contact a broker or they contact me or a valuer, and then they find out what the roadblocks are. And the most common roadblocks I see with small businesses are, 1, the financials are a mess. 3 years of books that even an accountant struggles to explain clearly. Buyers will walk away every time. You need to be on board with your accountant, get your financials up to date, reconciled, and go through it with the broker or with someone like me, with your accountant, to know what the accountants are saying and what the prospective buyers are likely to ask, so that you've got your answers prepared. Number 2, their business depends entirely on them. They are the relationships, they are the knowledge, experience, they are the reason customers are coming back. Take them out of the equation and buyers see risk, significant risk. The business is built around the owner. That's not a good look. Number 3, there's no documented systems, no processes, no procedures. There's nothing that tells a buyer or a new owner how the business actually operates day to day. Buyer will look at it and say, how am I going to run this? I can't see how it all works. So we've talked about this at length in previous episodes. You need good systems and procedures in place and documented correctly. And number 4, sometimes there's a concentration risk. The most dangerous number in business is 1. One big client making up half the revenue, one key supplier, one key expert in the business, no backup, one staff member who knows everything and could walk out the door tomorrow. So get rid of the ones in your business. So what does good preparation look like? 3 years of clean accountants' finalised accounts. And I say accountants' finalised accounts. The accounts that have been used for the tax office. That's what the prospective buyer's due diligence person is going to want to see. And the numbers in those financials tell a story. Hopefully they tell a story of stability and growth, and the numbers are going up. That's all part of the preparation. And that, of course, can take years if your finances are in a mess or not up to date right now. It needs to be a business that operates without you. Again, systems, documented process, and a team that knows what to do. Having a good team around you is incredibly valuable, and it makes your life easier. And it makes it possible for you to step away and have holidays like I did. The other thing you need in part of the preparation is a diversified client base. Multiple clients, multiple suppliers, resilience built into the business. So you're not reliant on one big client or a few large clients. You're not reliant upon one supplier, things like that. And then the business needs to tell an honest story. So it'll be warts and all when you come to sell. Try to get rid of the warts and the things that are going to put a buyer off. And I was broking for 12 years. I know most of the things that deter a buyer, because buyers are going to do their due diligence, and it's better to point out up front the warts, so the warts and all, and talk about them and explain them, and then usually buyers will accept them. Okay, so local knowledge, well, that's where I can come in, or a good broker can come in. And if I don't know something, or I don't know someone, I can usually find them. I've got a big enough network around to be able to find the right person to help you out. I like to work with business owners before they go to a broker, before they list for sale, or before they do anything. So think of me as a triage service. We sit down or jump on a call and we look at the business honestly. Where is it now? Where does it need to get to? What will buyers in your market be looking for? And what will they pay? What will scare them off? As I was a broker for 12 years, and I've been working with business owners ever since then, I know most of the things that will come up that can scuttle a sale. I know the buyers. I know what similar businesses sold for and why, or I can find out. I talk to brokers and valuers. I know what due diligence looks like at the smaller end of the market. I know what people are going to look for, and I'll tell you the truth, even when the truth is uncomfortable. Because here's the thing. Getting your business ready for sale, doing the work, fixing the gaps, building the systems, doesn't just make it saleable, it makes it a better business. You should be doing these things anyway. Because a business that's ready for sale is well worth keeping. Where have you heard that before? You might do all this work and decide, actually, I don't want to sell. I've built something great here. I'll keep it. Let it keep generating income. I'll bring in a manager or even a partner and step back a bit and keep the business as a cash flow. That's a win as well. That's a big win. When my business partner and I, some years ago, put our business up for sale, by the time we'd gone through and created the information memorandum about the business and we read it, we wanted to buy our own business back. No, we hadn't sold it. We wanted to keep it. It was, why are we selling this? But we had other things to go to, and that's important when you're selling a business as well. What are you going to do after the sale? Anyway, I digress. Preparation is the answer. So start now. Not when you're ready to sell. Start now. Contact me and let's get started. So, there it is. Selling your business, especially a small business, is not a form you fill in online. There is no instant valuation from a website that's worth its salt. And it's definitely not something you hand over to a faceless operation hiding behind a slick social media ad, all right? So know who you're dealing with. And it takes preparation, it takes local knowledge and experience, and it takes honest advice from someone who actually knows what they're doing and has been there and done it, and someone who can look you in the eye, even if it is on Zoom. So before you go to a broker, before you list anywhere, before you do anything, let's have a conversation. A proper triage, a clear-eyed look at where your business really is and what needs to happen before it goes to market. So there's no hidden agendas, no hard sell, just honest, practical advice from someone who's been there and done it over many years. So head to businessreadyforsale.com and use the contact form and book a conversation with me. And remember, build your business as if you're going to keep it forever, but could sell it tomorrow. I'm John Denton. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode of Business Ready for Sale. Thank you for listening, and I hope you got lots out of that episode. I want to remind you that if you go to the show notes on your podcast player, you'll see that you can text comments, feedback, suggestions directly to the show. and I will pick those up and respond to them. So just go to the show notes and say where it says send a text message, and that will go directly to the show. So comments, feedback, and suggestions for future topics would be appreciated. From John Denton, thank you, and I look forward to you being on another podcast soon.